This To-It skill is in Google Earth and focuses on the ruler. The ruler allows you to measure paths and lines. A line goes from point A to point B, and a path goes from point A to point B to point C, and so forth. That also allows you to measure any perimeter. So let's see how this works. I'm in Google Earth right now, and we need to go to a spot where we can do some measurements. So we're going to go to Santa Monica Pier, which I have saved in places up here. So I'm going to double click it, and we'll zoom in to the Santa Monica Pier. Once we're there, the next thing I'm going to do is pull up the ruler. The ruler is up here on the toolbar, so I'm just going to click it, and it will bring up that window. So we're going to measure a path from one point to the other. And we have a parking lot that's off on the right side, and we also have the Ferris wheel that's in the middle of the roller coaster. So I want to see how far it is from this white car all the way to the ticket booth of the Ferris wheel. So I'm in line right now, and all I need to do is click on the car, and then I'm going to click on the ticket booth, and it will create a line from one spot to the next, and it will tell me how many miles it is. I can do the drop down because most people don't think that it's a good spot to measure in miles when you're looking at a pier. So we can measure in feet, and it gives the result in feet. We could also do in inches if we wanted a very large number, and we could also use the metric system and go into meters. So I can switch between each of those very easily. However, when I'm going from my car to the Ferris wheel ticket booth, I'm not going to go in a direct straight line. I need to go in a certain path. So I'm going to choose the path option. And when I choose that, I'm going to go from my car, and I'm just going to tap where the car is. And then I'm going to go walking down in the parking lot and continue down. And I need to turn a little bit here. And then I'm going to walk directly underneath the roller coaster till I get to the ticket booth. And it winds up at the same spot. And you'll notice that the path is actually longer, but we can compare exactly how much longer it is. So here's the result for path, and now I'm going to choose the line tab, and here's the result for line. And as you can tell, the line is shorter than the path. So those are ways that you can compare the differences between the two. So I'm going to click clear. Another way that you can do this is to measure a perimeter. So in order to get a perimeter, I'm going to choose path, and I'm going to select a building. In this case, it's going to be the arcade building that's right here. And notice that the arcade building is not exactly, well, it is a rectangle, but it's not exactly perpendicular, which is fine. None of that matters because I'm just going to go from one corner to the next. So in path, I'm going to click on the first corner, go down to the next corner, the third, the fourth, and then back up to the beginning. And as you can tell, I've created a rectangle up here, and it gives the results. If one of the spots is not exactly right and you need to move it, all you need to do is select that spot, and then it will move to that spot and then give the correct answer back up here. So that's a way that you can use the path to make a perimeter. I'm going to click clear. Let's say that you wanted to measure something, the distance from the entrance of the parking lot to the very end of the pier. And I don't see the very end of the pier. It's actually off that area. I could zoom out, but I still want to have all of the detail that's still there. So what I'm going to do is choose line up here. And I'm going to start from the parking lot over here and go to the end part of the pier, the first part of the pier. Now I'm going to choose mouse navigation. And mouse navigation, when I have it checked, allows me to move the whole map from one spot to the next. And now I'm going to uncheck mouse navigation and put my finger back onto that same point and then continue till I go to the very end. Now it is one long continuous line, and it gives the result for that. Now I'm going to clear that, and that's the way that you can use the ruler in a variety of ways in Google Earth. Now it's time for you to get to it.